I agree with KRS-One that we were on the verge of something breaking loose. And I think if, like, by chance, if McCain had gotten in, I think the country would have gone into an absolute revolution. And this is why this whole Obama thing is so Rovian, Karl Rovian to me, in a sense that seems so plotted and so planned. And the outcome was like they knew what the outcome was. There was no doubt in their mind that it was going to put us back to sleep. You know, and at this particular point, the anti-war rallies are a couple thousand people here and a couple thousand people there. In Salem, it was a couple of hundred.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so it looks like war is okay if it's Obama's wars.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or in the.
So you have like the Tea Party where you had those people
Controlled
were
opposition.
definitely anti-Obama. So you have one group that is very anti-Obama.
See, but is that Tea Party thing a setup? I just wonder
Absolutely.
if it's a setup. It felt like a setup. Like they're creating this kind of caricature of anti-Obama people that is going to mask actual opposition to Obama.
But these people were definitely people.
They were
definitely
people.
anti-Obama.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, definitely.
But what was their actual ideological opposition to Obama? What was it really? I mean, they were like, no taxes. I mean, these vague statements about less government.
Well, they think he's a socialist.
Well, you know,
but he's not. But that's their view.
That's their view, but I mean, how different is Obama from Bush, you know, in terms
Not
of expanding the federal government, et cetera, et cetera. So, I mean, their talking points were very shallow.
Right, I agree.
And
there's an anti-Obama group
Right.
out there.
It was
That
partisan,
Right.
right?
It was definitely partisan. Definitely partisan.
Right.
It was definitely right. It was a right thing. Yeah.
Right, but I feel like, I mean, it was like they're going to start to roll all of the opposition to Obama into that group and call them
Radicals.
white supremacist racists.
Yes, and call them
So
terrorists.
they'll be the spokespeople for anyone who starts to become anti-Obama, and they'll be completely in the control of Fox News. And they'll lead people right off.
Right, that's
a
where I was
cliff.
kind of disappointed. I thought I could go there and hang out with these guys and have a conversation, but
And it wasn't
that
happening.
wasn't happening. Right, Kathy?
Oh.
So, could you guys describe your experiences of the Tea Party? I'd love to hear that.
Could you perhaps put one of those signs in front of the camera? This is the sign that we were carrying. So while the crowd, and I think it got several thousand people, probably 3,000, 4,000 people, while the crowd was very anti-Obama for some elusive reason, they were very pro-war. They were extremely pro-war, and that sign evoked a great amount of emotion with these people. There was a couple of points that I really felt like, you know, they would swing at me or something. They got heated, they got angry, they were very pro-war, pro-USA, USA.
You would actually chant USA,
Yeah.
USA.
That's totally trippy.
Yeah, and it's like, why are you so angry?
Yeah, so what's
going on?
the
Why are you
problem with
cheering?
Obama if you're chanting USA, USA, oh, Obama's a socialist, whatever that. I
Well,
mean, that's
Where did they possibly get the idea that he's a socialist? That
Fox
doesn't-
News.
Yeah, I know.
Fox
but,
News.
But I know. But I mean, what are they giving as a rationale that he's a
The
socialist?
bailout is one of the.
It goes to the rich.
Yeah, but
Right.
they don't know that.
Well,
Right, they were talking about, I don't want to pay your mortgage.
they were doing what? Kate?
I don't want to pay your mortgage.
Right.
And that's
Right.
Right.
So they're visualizing all this federal money going to poor people, which is like a wishful
it's
thinking,
crazy.
you know?
So he's getting a free house or something.
That's, I think,
Their information's all based on the media.
Right. Fox
They
News
don't
telling
know
them.
what was just on that movie.
Right.
They don't even
They
have
don't.
a clue.
Yeah.
So their fight is what they are against what they see on the media today.
Straw men are
Mhm.
constantly being set up and torn down. Yeah, and unfortunately, I mean, I just heard the KBOO announcement on May Day, the May Day March, which
May 1st.
completely has contradictory positions embedded in it, which is immigrant rights and
What does that
labor.
have to do with it?
Well, exactly. What does it have to do with it? It doesn't have anything to do with it. And in fact, it undermines labor rights without any discussion about refugees or what's going on in Latin America or anything. And it totally has, I mean, and so these forces of manipulation, the Fox News getting these USAers to say that Obama's a socialist is going on that side. And then on the left side, they've got the left saying that, oh, we're all about immigrant rights and labor at the same time, even though they undermine each other. It's like on both sides, left and right, it feels like the movements have been very decisively penetrated by operatives who are deliberately mixing these contradictory impulses into the movements themselves, creating these irreconcilable contradictions that
That's the plan, if they can keep all this
right.
chaos.
Everybody's just totally, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. Just keep the chaos going and nobody gets to see the true, enemy at
Yeah.
the top of the banking system.
I don't know that it's been infiltrated. The Job with Justice has, well, I meant
Right.
about the immigrant rights things. The Job with Justice, that's been one of their issues for some time now. And May Day has focused on that. I think it's more, Tim, I think it's more that people, that have the immigrants' rights for their basis, they feel sorry for them. They know it's not right to treat people that way, so they get on this bandwagon. And then if you say, yeah, but they're undermining labor and so forth, then the charge is on you that you're kind of a racist. You don't, and I certainly agree that our foreign policy has brought a lot of the immigrant people here. It's a crazy issue, though, to not understand that they undermine labor.
Well,
It's
and
just-
I just want to, I mean, I have some history with it only because I was involved with the solidarity
PCAS,
work. Yeah, PCAS.
Yeah.
And other groups, in which we were doing solidarity work with Nicaragua back in the 80s. And at that time, and it's a little ironic because some of the people who are now really pushing the immigrant right things were in fact involved back then. But by and large, the movement was very focused on creating justice in Latin America.
Yeah. Oh,
What
yeah.
a concept.
Yeah.
Why are people fleeing? They're refugees. Why are they refugees? Well, they're death squads. Oh, there's this NAFTA thing that's completely wiped out the economy. There's no longer any farmers in Mexico because they dumped corn into Mexico. It just goes on and on and on. Oh, they installed Calderon over Obrador. I mean, they
Phony election.